I'm going to show you how to make the placket on the Kurta shirt from 135 Jewels of India pattern. We're going to cut out the pattern first. Note that you cut out that first little bit in the front of the Kurta shirt, so there's about a 1/4 inch from each side, giving you an opening in the front of the shirt. And make sure you mark on both sides of the fabric all of the markings. And I'm using a shorter pattern piece. I just cut it short because I didn't need the whole long Kurta to do this tutorial. But make sure that if you're doing it, you're cutting it the length that you want and the size that you want. I'm just doing a medium here for this example. And of course, mark all your notches and dots and stars. And once you've cut out the Kurta top, it should look like this in the placket area. So you can see that there is an opening in the front of the Kurta shirt. This is where the placket is going to go. So you can see my notches are marked. One side is only going to have, really just going to use the single notch, and the other side will use the double notch. And then you're going to cut out the the left placket and the right placket. And you only cut one of each. So I just pinned these on my muslin and cut them with a rotary cutter, and then I did all the markings. So I marked where the notches were, the dots, the stars, and the fold lines. And those are all really important markings to make sure that you do a good job with this placket. The markings are going to provide a lot of information for what you're going to do and how you're going to make the placket. And precise cutting is also important for the placket. You want to just have everything be as precise as possible anytime you're sewing any kind of placket. I also labeled these plackets so that you can see which one we have. So the first thing to do is take the right placket and fold it along the center fold lines with the wrong sides together and press it. So this is with the wrong sides together, right sides out, pressing the right placket together. And then press under a 1/4 inch seam allowance on the long unnotched edge. So I'm doing it here. So you're going to take on the unnotched edge of the right placket, press under a 1/4 inch to the inside. This won't quite reach the center fold line, and that is all you do. So you can see it's there folded on the center fold line. And now you take that right placket, and with the right side of the placket to the wrong side of the shirt, the Kurta, you match the notches and pin it and stitch it to the right side of the shirt. So match the notch, and then and you're going to stitch from the neckline to the small dot at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So you'll stitch from here all the way down to a dot it's actually on the other side of the placket that you can see there. So it's always a good idea, if you need to, mark where it's going to be. If you want to do it, I'm marking my little dot, so I'm going to stitch down to that dot only. And then press the seam allowance toward the placket. And the instructions here say clip to the dot as marked. Now it's not really marked, but I'll show you we're going to do that in a minute. So the next step is on the left placket to press under a 1/4 inch seam allowance on the long unnotched edge and around the point. So again, on the unnotched edge, press a 1/4 inch in, and then you just need to adjust at that point to just turn under a 1/4 inch to make it look good and to make a nice point along the whole side. And you're going to then, after that's done, so we're getting one point, get the other side of the point. Sometimes this, can take a little manipulation, and sometimes it helps to look at it from the other side and make some adjustments. But you get to here, and then we need to clip at that corner to the star, and not past the star, but just to the star. And I can't see the clip right there, but there it is, making the little clip to the star. And that allows you to fold under the last little 1/4 of an inch to make that nice little point at the bottom. So that's done. Turn it over. You can see the point. You can always adjust if needed to make your point neater or more even or more symmetrical, but that works for me. So once you've done that, then you're going to press on the center fold line to put the wrong sides together. So I used a ruler to put in these center fold lines. I marked the top and the bottom, and it really helps with this pattern to get everything just right. So now the wrong sides of the placket are together, right sides are out, and my left placket is ready to get put on the shirt. So the next thing we do, though, is go back to the right placket, and we make a little clip. Didn't show the clip, but we make a little clip to that dot from the corner of the opening on the shirt. So you can see it right there, a little dot, and then we're going to pull that right placket to the right side of the shirt. So I moved it to the other side of the little clip mark that I made. It is now on the right side of the shirt all the way over, and I'm going to fold it along the fold line as we did before, and it's going to cover the stitch line from where it was stitched onto the shirt. So you can see how nicely that presses, and I'm just going to stitch from the neckline all the way down to the dot right there. So you can see a stitch to the dot. Now the right placket covers the stitching, and you can see it's on the right side of the shirt, so quite neat. If you need to make a little clip to make it fold over on that side a little better, you can do that. It's no problem. This is what it looks like on the wrong side of the shirt. So there it is, and we are going to put the left placket on now. So with the left placket, we put the right side of the left placket to the wrong side of the shirt, just as we did with the right placket. So the right side of the placket to the wrong side of the shirt, with the notched edge to the notched edge of the shirt. So matching those double notches for the left placket. And I pin, and again you use a 1/4 inch seam allowance and stitch just from the neckline, the 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way down just to the dot, no further than the dot. So once that's done, we have this nice seam line. And there's the right placket. This is on the wrong side of the shirt. We are going to clip again to on the left side of the placket on the shirt. Just clip on that little corner right to the dot on the left side. So that is going to allow you to easily turn the left placket to the right side of the shirt. So press that seam allowance toward the placket, and then you can turn the left placket to the right side of the shirt. So flip the shirt over. This is the right side of the shirt facing up. Pull that left placket through to the right side, and then fold down so that the wrong sides are together. We have all the plackets on the right side of the shirt, and this bottom of the left placket is going to cover the bottom of the right placket. And you can see that we've pulled everything through to the right side of the shirt. And now we're going to pin this in place and top stitch close to the pressed edge from the neckline, and then all the way around to the point to that star. So this is probably the most important part to make it look really nice. So pinning can be helpful if you need the hand based. That can be helpful. I want to make sure this bottom piece is going to cover the right placket, so the bottom of the left is going to cover the right so that it looks neat on the outside. And you can see I've stitched it all the way down around the corner into that star. And this is how it looks. It's very neat. Looks great. And that's how it closes. And now we go to the back of the shirt. And here you want to make sure everything's tucked in to that little placket bit right there. And stitch across the tucked edge several times to reinforce. You can just stitch right across there. Make sure that the front of the placket and everything's lined up when you do this, but this is a really, just an easy way to make a neat finish. This is what it looks like on the right side of the shirt. Nice and neat, made a little box there, and this is what it looks like on the back. We've got everything secured, tucked in, looks good. So you can see on the back, the plackets don't come together. They are sort of separate like that, but they do cover each other. The left covers the right completely, but it doesn't cover each other on the back. So you can see, again, left covers the right placket completely, and there's plenty of room to put in your buttonholes, and perfect place to put your buttons on that right placket. They will go right into those buttonholes. So there you have it.